The 1973 Honda CB750 and the Suzuki GT750 were two iconic motorcycles of the early 1970s, often compared because they represented different philosophies in engineering and performance. The Honda CB750, introduced in 1969, was considered revolutionary for being the first mass-produced four-cylinder superbike. By 1973, it had already established itself as a benchmark in reliability, performance, and modern design. Its 736cc four-stroke inline-4 engine produced around 67 horsepower, offering smooth acceleration and a top speed close to 120 mph, with features like a front disc brake, reliable electrics, and overall durability. The CB750 became a favorite for riders seeking practicality along with performance. On the other hand, the Suzuki GT750, introduced in 1971, was unique as it was one of the few large-capacity two-stroke motorcycles ever built. Nicknamed the Water Buffalo, or Kettle, it had a 738cc liquid-cooled two-stroke triple that produced about 67 to 70 horsepower. Its standout feature was the liquid cooling system, which was rare for motorcycles at the time, offering more consistent engine performance. However, being a two-stroke, the GT750 was thirstier in fuel consumption and produced more smoke compared to the CB750. Still, it delivered impressive low-end torque and a distinctive riding feel that appealed to enthusiasts. In terms of handling, the CB750 was slightly lighter and more agile, while the GT750 prioritized smoothness and comfort on long rides. The Honda was generally seen as more reliable and easier to maintain, while the Suzuki offered a unique blend of innovation and character, but required more attention. Ultimately, the CB750 became a global legend and shaped the superbike era, while the GT750 carved a niche among collectors and fans of two-stroke engineering. Both remain iconic, but the Honda CB750 had the greater long-term influence on motorcycle history. Design style. The Honda CB750, often called the first superbike, showcased a clean and functional design. Its inline-4 engine was neatly integrated, with chrome exhaust pipes flowing symmetrically from the block, giving the bike a balanced and elegant appearance. Honda emphasized simplicity, with a conventional fuel tank shape, a flat seat, and minimal bodywork that gave riders a straightforward, no-nonsense look. The use of disc brakes at the front added to its modern appeal, presenting it as both practical and advanced for its time. The CB750 design was aimed at being universal, equally suited for commuting, long rides, and spirited performance. In contrast, the Suzuki GT750, known as the Water Buffalo or Kettle, offered a bulkier and more flamboyant style. Its liquid-cooled, three-cylinder, two-stroke engine was massive in presence, with larger radiator components that gave it a heavier front profile. The GT750 carried a curvier fuel tank and broader side covers, creating a more muscular aesthetic compared to the CB750 leaner stance. The exhaust system was more complex, with triple pipes adding to the bike's distinctive look. Suzuki's design leaned towards making a statement, something powerful and unconventional, rather than understated elegance. Summary: the 1973 Honda CB750 reflected Honda's focus on refined engineering and universal design, while the Suzuki GT750 embraced boldness, bulk, and individuality. The CB750 looked timeless and practical, whereas the GT750 appeared experimental and aggressive, appealing to riders seeking something different. Comparison. The Honda CB750, often regarded as the world's first superbike, emphasized versatility and smooth road performance. Its inline-4 engine ran relatively smooth for the era, producing minimal vibration at cruising speeds. The upright seating position, flat seat, and wide handlebars provided a balanced combination of control and rider comfort, making it suitable for both city commuting and longer rides. However, the suspension was fairly basic by today's standards, and on rougher roads, the CB750 could feel stiff and less forgiving. On the other hand, the Suzuki GT750 delivered a different kind of comfort. Powered by a liquid-cooled two-stroke triple, it was remarkably smooth at highway speeds, thanks to its water cooling system that reduced engine noise and vibration. The GT750 seat was generally considered more cushioned than the CB750, allowing for greater long-distance comfort. Its slightly more relaxed ergonomics and stable handling gave riders a sense of ease, particularly on touring rides. However, being a heavier machine, maneuverability in tight urban environments was not as effortless as the Honda. In terms of passenger comfort, the GT750 often gained the edge due to its softer suspension and broader seat, which provided a more pleasant experience for two-up riding. Meanwhile, the CB750 was better appreciated by riders who valued a sportier feel and sharper response. Overall, the Honda CB750 leaned toward versatility and sport-oriented comfort, while the Suzuki GT750 prioritized smoothness and long-distance ease. Riders seeking nimbleness and everyday usability would likely prefer the CB750, whereas those favoring touring comfort and refinement might lean toward the GT750. Fans. The Honda CB750 is often credited as the first true superbike. Its 736cc inline 4 engine with overhead camshaft, electric start, and front disc brake made it revolutionary for its time. By 1973, it had already built a massive global fan base. Riders appreciated its reliability, performance, and versatility, making it popular among both casual riders and enthusiasts who wanted speed with everyday usability. Collectors today still prize the CB750 because of its historical significance and the fact that it shaped the future of sport and touring motorcycles. As a result, the CB750 consistently enjoyed larger mainstream appeal. In contrast, the Suzuki GT750 stood out for its water-cooled 738cc two-stroke triple engine. This gave it the nickname Water Buffalo. Its smooth power delivery, distinctive exhaust note, and unique cooling system earned it a cult following. However, the GT750 was heavier, less fuel efficient, and required more maintenance compared to the CB750. Its audience tended to be enthusiasts who appreciated two-stroke performance and were drawn to its distinctive character rather than sheer practicality. When comparing popularity, the Honda CB750 clearly gained a broader and more lasting base of fans worldwide, while the Suzuki GT750 developed a smaller but deeply loyal following. Today, the CB750 is more commonly seen at classic motorcycle shows and commands higher demand, whereas the GT750 appeals strongly to niche collectors who admire its uniqueness.